Have you ever wondered why one person reaches their 80s still walking every morning, gardening, and playing with their grandchildren, while another suffers a heart attack or stroke seemingly out of nowhere? The difference often isn't luck, it's the health of their arteries. Here's something that may surprise you. Most heart attacks don't happen because an artery suddenly becomes blocked overnight. The damage usually begins quietly, sometimes 10, 20, or even 30 years earlier. Long before chest pain, before high blood pressure, before a doctor tells you your cholesterol is too high, your arteries may already be changing. And the frightening part is, you probably won't feel it happening. That's why cardiovascular disease remains the leading cause of death worldwide. Not because it can't often be managed, but because it develops silently. Today's video isn't about another miracle cure. It's about understanding one simple daily drink that research suggests may support the health of your blood vessels, help your arteries function more effectively, and work alongside healthy habits to protect your heart as you age. And before we reveal that drink, you first need to understand why your arteries change after 60. Because once you understand the cause, the solution makes much more sense. Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Richard. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, every week we explore evidence-based nutrition, healthy aging, and practical lifestyle strategies designed especially for adults over 60. Our goal isn't simply to help you live longer, it's to help you stay energetic, independent, and enjoy life for as many years as possible. If that's something you value, consider subscribing and turning on notifications. Now, let me tell you about one of my patients. A few years ago, a gentleman named Michael came to see me. He was 72 years old. He wasn't in severe pain. He wasn't having a heart attack. He simply said, "Doctor, I get tired much faster than I used to." He also mentioned something else. Walking up a small hill left him unusually breathless. His hands and feet often felt colder than everyone else's. He assumed it was simply because he was getting older. After all, isn't slowing down just part of aging? Not necessarily. We performed several routine evaluations. His blood pressure was elevated. His cholesterol was moderately high. But the bigger concern wasn't those numbers. The real issue was that years of unhealthy habits had likely affected the inside lining of his arteries. Fortunately, it wasn't too late. With better nutrition, daily walking, improved sleep, appropriate medical treatment, and a few simple lifestyle changes, his energy gradually returned. No, his arteries didn't suddenly become those of a 20-year-old, but his blood vessel function improved enough that he noticed the difference in everyday life. That experience reminded me of something important. Most people focus on the blockage. Very few think about what causes the damage in the first place. Your arteries are more than pipes. Many people imagine arteries as simple tubes carrying blood. They're much more remarkable than that. Every heartbeat sends oxygen-rich blood through an incredible network of blood vessels that nourishes every organ in your body. Your brain, your heart, your kidneys, your muscles, even your skin. Healthy arteries are flexible. They gently expand with each heartbeat and relax again as blood flows through them. This flexibility allows blood to reach every corner of your body efficiently. But as we age, those arteries naturally become less elastic. Unfortunately, certain lifestyle factors can accelerate that process. Smoking, poorly controlled diabetes, high blood pressure, physical inactivity, a diet rich in ultra-processed foods, poor sleep, chronic stress. These factors don't usually cause problems overnight. Instead, they slowly affect the delicate inner lining of the artery. Doctors call this lining the endothelium, the hidden layer that controls your heart health. Imagine your arteries are lined with a smooth layer of silk. That's similar to what the endothelium does. It's an incredibly thin layer of cells, yet it plays an enormous role in your health. When it's healthy, blood flows smoothly. Your blood vessels can widen when needed. Inflammation stays under better control. The risk of unwanted clot formation is lower. But when this lining becomes damaged, everything begins to change. The blood vessel becomes less flexible. Inflammation may increase. Blood pressure becomes harder to regulate. Over many years, fatty deposits can gradually accumulate within the artery walls. This process is called atherosclerosis. Contrary to popular belief, this isn't simply about eating cholesterol. It's a complex process involving inflammation, blood pressure, blood sugar, genetics, smoking, and many other factors. That's why two people with similar cholesterol levels can have very different cardiovascular health. Why nitric oxide matters. One of the most fascinating substances your body naturally produces is called nitric oxide. Don't worry, you don't need to remember the name. Just remember what it does. Think of nitric oxide as your artery's natural relaxation signal. When enough is available, blood vessels relax and widen. Blood flows more easily. Your heart doesn't have to work as hard to pump blood. Researchers have found that the body's ability to produce nitric oxide tends to decline with age. Lifestyle habits also influence this process. Regular physical activity, healthy eating patterns, and certain foods rich in naturally occurring plant compounds may help support normal blood vessel function. And that's exactly where today's featured drink enters the picture. But before I show you what it is, there's one mistake millions of adults make every single morning. Without realizing it, may be working against their cardiovascular health. The morning habit that may be damaging your arteries. Let's continue with something many people never think about. What happens during the first hour after you wake up may influence your artery health more than you realize. Picture this. You wake up, skip breakfast, grab a large sweet coffee, maybe a pastry, or a bowl of sugary cereal. Within minutes, your blood sugar rises sharply. Your pancreas responds by releasing insulin to move that sugar out of your bloodstream and into your cells. Your body is incredibly smart. It tries to protect you. But when this cycle repeats day after day, year after year, it places extra stress on your blood vessels. Research suggests that repeated spikes in blood sugar can contribute to oxidative stress and inflammation, both of which may affect the delicate lining of your arteries over time. This doesn't mean one donut will ruin your heart. It means your daily habits matter far more than occasional treats. Small choices, repeated consistently, can either support your arteries or gradually work against them. The silent enemy most people never feel. Here's something that surprises many of my patients. Your arteries don't have pain sensors like your skin does. That's why plaque can gradually develop without causing discomfort. Many people feel perfectly healthy until one day they experience chest discomfort, shortness of breath, a transient ischemic attack, or even a heart attack. That's why prevention is so powerful. You're not waiting for symptoms. You're protecting your blood vessels before serious problems develop. Your arteries love movement. Have you ever noticed how refreshed you feel after a walk? That's not just your imagination. Every time you move your muscles, your heart pumps a little harder, blood flows more smoothly. Healthy arteries respond by releasing more nitric oxide, helping blood vessels relax naturally. This is one reason regular walking remains one of the most effective habits for cardiovascular health. You don't need to run marathons. Even 20 to 30 minutes of brisk walking most days of the week can support circulation, blood pressure, and overall heart health. Now imagine combining that healthy habit with foods that also support normal blood vessel function. That's where today's featured drink becomes interesting, the daily drink. So, what is this drink? It's surprisingly simple. It combines two ingredients that have been widely studied for their effects on blood vessel function: raw cacao powder and beetroot. Not a sugary chocolate mix, not a commercial hot chocolate loaded with sugar. Raw, unsweetened cacao powder. When paired with beetroot, it creates a combination rich in plant compounds that may help support healthy circulation. Let's look at why. Ingredient 1. Raw cacao. Most people think chocolate is unhealthy, but the story is more complicated. The health benefits aren't coming from candy bars, they're coming from cocoa flavonols, naturally occurring plant compounds found in minimally processed cacao. Studies suggest these flavonols may help improve endothelial function, meaning they help the inner lining of your blood vessels work more effectively. They also appear to support your body's natural production of nitric oxide. Remember that substance we talked about earlier? The one that helps your arteries relax? That's exactly why cocoa flavonols have received so much scientific attention. Some studies have shown modest improvements in blood vessel function after consuming flavanol-rich cocoa regularly as part of a healthy diet. That's encouraging, but remember, it's one piece of the puzzle, not a substitute for medical treatment or healthy lifestyle habits. Ingredient 2. Beetroot. Now let's add the second ingredient, beetroot. Beets naturally contain dietary nitrates. Your body can convert these into nitric oxide through a series of natural chemical reactions. This is one reason beetroot has become popular among endurance athletes. Some research suggests it may help improve exercise performance and support healthy blood flow. For older adults, that improved circulation may help muscles receive oxygen more efficiently during activity. Again, this isn't a miracle, but it is one example of how nutrition can work with your body's own biology. Why these two work well together? Think of it this way: beetroot provides compounds your body can use in producing nitric oxide. Raw cacao contains flavonols that may help support the function of the cells responsible for healthy blood vessel responses. Together, they complement each other, not by magically removing plaque, but by supporting the normal function of healthy arteries. That's a much more realistic and scientifically grounded expectation. How Dr. Richard prepares this drink. If you decide to try this drink, keep it simple. Mix 1 tablespoon of unsweetened raw cacao powder, 1 teaspoon of beetroot powder, or according to the product's serving suggestion. Warm, not boiling, water. Some people also enjoy adding a sprinkle of cinnamon for flavor, a small amount of unsweetened plant milk if desired. Avoid adding large amounts of sugar, otherwise, you'll be working against many of the benefits you're trying to achieve. Who should be careful? Before we continue, I want to make an important point. This drink isn't suitable for everyone. If you have advanced kidney disease, are prone to kidney stones, take nitrate medications for chest pain, have very low blood pressure, or have been advised to follow a special diet by your healthcare provider, please speak with your doctor before making significant dietary changes. Natural doesn't always mean appropriate for every person. Now you know what the drink is and why researchers have become interested in these ingredients. But here's something even more important. Even the healthiest drink in the world cannot overcome 5 daily habits that quietly damage your arteries. The 5 habits that matter even more than the drink. Now let me tell you something that may surprise you. If you only remember one thing from today's video, let it be this. No drink, no supplement, and no single food can compensate for unhealthy daily habits. Think of this drink as a helpful teammate, not the entire team. The real transformation happens when healthy habits work together. In my experience, the people who maintain healthy arteries into their 70s and 80s rarely rely on one miracle solution. Instead, they consistently make small, smart choices every day. Let's look at the 5 habits that matter most. Habit number 5. Stop sitting for hours. Many people think exercise only counts if they spend an hour in the gym. That's simply not true. Your arteries care about movement, not perfection. Imagine water flowing through a garden hose. If the water keeps moving, everything stays fresh. But if the water sits still for long periods, problems begin to develop. Your circulation works in much the same way. When you sit for hours without moving, blood flow slows. Your muscles become less active. Your body produces less of the natural signals that help blood vessels function properly. Research consistently shows that breaking up long periods of sitting with short walks can support healthier circulation. Even standing up every 30 to 60 minutes, stretching, or walking around the house for a few minutes is far better than remaining seated all day. Habit number 4. Control your blood pressure before it controls you. Many people say, "Doctor, I don't feel like my blood pressure is high." That's exactly why high blood pressure is often called the silent killer. Most people feel completely normal. Meanwhile, the constant pressure places stress on the delicate inner lining of the arteries. Imagine bending a paperclip over and over again. Eventually, it weakens. High blood pressure places similar stress on blood vessels over many years. The encouraging news? For many people, healthy lifestyle habits, maintaining a healthy weight, reducing excess sodium, regular physical activity, and taking prescribed medications when needed can help lower that risk. Never stop blood pressure medication without discussing it with your healthcare provider. Lifestyle changes and medication often work best together, not as competitors. Habit number 3. Reduce added sugar and ultra-processed foods. Now let's talk about food. One of the biggest misconceptions I hear is this: I don't eat much sugar because I rarely eat dessert. But sugar isn't only found in cakes and cookies. It's hidden in breakfast cereals, soft drinks, sweetened yogurt, many sauces, packaged snacks, and even some breads. Over time, a diet high in added sugars and refined carbohydrates can contribute to weight gain, insulin resistance, and type 2 diabetes, all major risk factors for cardiovascular disease. That doesn't mean carbohydrates are the enemy. Whole grains, beans, vegetables, and fruits provide valuable nutrients and fiber. The goal is to reduce highly processed foods while building meals around whole, minimally processed ingredients. Your arteries will thank you. Patient story. One of my patients, Linda, was 68 years old. She believed she was eating reasonably well, but when we looked more closely, she was drinking 2 sweetened coffees every morning, having flavored yogurt, granola bars, and fruit juice. She wasn't eating obvious junk food, yet her daily intake of added sugar was much higher than she realized. Over the following months, she gradually switched to plain Greek yogurt, fresh berries, unsweetened beverages, more vegetables, more beans, more fish. She also started walking every evening with her husband. 6 months later, she had lost weight, her blood pressure had improved, and she told me something I'll never forget. "Doctor, I didn't realize how much better I could feel." That's the power of consistent habits. Habit number 2, prioritize sleep. Here's something many people underestimate. Your arteries don't only recover while you're awake. Much of the repair work happens while you sleep. Poor sleep has been associated with higher blood pressure, greater inflammation, poor blood sugar control, and increased cardiovascular risk. If you're regularly sleeping fewer than 6 hours a night, your body never gets the full opportunity to recover. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep whenever possible. Your brain, heart, and blood vessels all benefit. Habit number 1, walk every single day. If I could recommend only one habit for most adults over 60, it would be walking. Not because walking is magical, but because almost everyone can begin somewhere. Walking supports healthy circulation, blood pressure, blood sugar, weight management, joint mobility, mental health, and heart health. You don't have to walk 5 miles. Start where you are. 10 minutes, then 15, then 20. Consistency beats intensity every time. Your arteries don't care if you walk fast enough to impress your neighbors. They simply benefit from regular movement. Why this drink fits into the bigger picture. Now you can see why I waited before revealing the drink. Because it's only one chapter of the story. Raw cacao, beetroot, walking, better sleep, blood pressure management, less added sugar, all of these habits work together. That's how healthy aging happens. Not through shortcuts, but through small daily decisions that accumulate over months and years. And the wonderful thing is, it's never too late to begin. I've seen people in their 70s improve their blood pressure. I've seen people in their 80s become more active than they were 5 years earlier. Your body has an incredible capacity to respond when you start giving it what it needs. We've talked about the science, the drink, and the habits that protect your arteries. But before we finish, I want to answer one question I hear almost every week. Doctor, how long does it actually take before healthy habits begin making a difference? The answer surprises most people, and it's the perfect way to wrap up today's discussion. How long does it take to notice a difference? One of the questions I hear most often is, Doctor, if I start making these changes today, when will I actually notice a difference? The honest answer is, it depends. Every person is different. Your age, your current health, your medications, your activity level, and how long your arteries have been under stress all play a role. But here's the encouraging news. Some healthy changes begin inside your body long before you can feel them. For example, blood pressure may begin improving within weeks for some people who become more active, reduce excess sodium, lose weight, or follow their treatment plan. Blood sugar control often improves within days to weeks after adopting healthier eating habits. And studies suggest that blood vessel function can also respond relatively quickly to healthy lifestyle changes. You may not feel your arteries becoming healthier, but your body is responding behind the scenes. Think of it like planting a tree. You don't see growth overnight, but every day you water it, its roots become stronger. Eventually, the results become impossible to miss. The same is true for your heart and your arteries. A simple morning routine for healthier arteries. If you're wondering where to begin, here's a simple routine that many adults over 60 can discuss with their healthcare provider and adapt to their own needs. Step 1. Wake up and drink a glass of water. After several hours of sleep, your body is naturally a little dehydrated. Good hydration supports normal circulation. Step 2. Take a short walk outside if you're able. Even 10 or 15 minutes can help wake up your muscles, increase circulation, and expose you to natural daylight, which supports your body's internal clock. Step 3. Prepare your artery supporting drink. 1 tablespoon of unsweetened raw cacao powder. 1 teaspoon of beetroot powder following the product's directions. Warm water. Optional cinnamon for flavor. No added sugar. Remember, this drink is designed to complement a healthy lifestyle, not replace it. Step 4. Eat a balanced breakfast. Include protein, healthy fats, fiber. Examples include Greek yogurt with berries and nuts, oatmeal topped with walnuts and chia seeds, eggs with vegetables and whole grain toast. These foods help keep you satisfied and support steady energy throughout the morning. Step 5. Keep moving throughout the day. Don't let long periods of sitting become your routine. Stand, stretch, walk around the house, take the stairs when it's safe. Your arteries benefit from regular movement far more than they benefit from sitting still. The biggest mistake people make. There's one mistake I see again and again. People become excited about one healthy habit but ignore everything else. They buy the supplement, they drink the smoothie, they purchase the latest superfood, but they continue smoking. They never exercise. They sleep only 5 hours. Their blood pressure remains uncontrolled. Unfortunately, that's not how cardiovascular health works. Think of your heart like an orchestra. Every instrument matters. Nutrition, sleep, movement, stress management, blood pressure, blood sugar, healthy relationships, regular medical care. When they all work together, the result is harmony. Remove several of those pieces, and the music begins to fall apart. The drink we're discussing today is simply one instrument in that orchestra, an important one, but not the entire performance. I'd like to leave you with one more story. A gentleman named Robert came to see me shortly after his 71st birthday. His father had died from a heart attack. His older brother had undergone bypass surgery. Robert believed his future had already been decided. He told me, Doctor, I think it's only a matter of time before the same thing happens to me. I looked at him and said, family history matters, but it isn't the whole story. Over the following year, Robert didn't chase miracle cures. Instead, he committed to simple habits. He walked every morning. He improved his diet. He worked closely with his physician to manage his blood pressure and cholesterol. He slept better. He gradually lost excess weight. He also enjoyed his daily cacao and beetroot drink as part of that overall routine. 1 year later, his energy had improved. He was walking farther than he had in years. His blood pressure was better controlled. Most importantly, he no longer felt powerless. That's what I want for you. Not perfection, not unrealistic promises, but confidence that every healthy choice you make today is an investment in your future. The most important message. If there's one thing I hope you remember from today's video, it's this. Heart disease doesn't usually begin with a heart attack. It begins with thousands of small decisions made over many years. The encouraging part is, the opposite is also true. Health is built the very same way. One walk, one healthy meal, one good night's sleep, one glass of water, one balanced breakfast, one thoughtful decision after another. Those choices may seem small today, but over time, they become the foundation of a healthier heart, healthier arteries, and a healthier life. It's never too early, and it's rarely too late to start taking better care of your blood vessels. Your future self will thank you. If you found today's video helpful, please take a moment to click the like button. It helps YouTube share this information with more people who may benefit from it. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Every week, we share practical, evidence-based health advice to help adults over 60 stay strong, independent, and healthy. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever tried raw cacao or beetroot, or has your doctor recommended lifestyle changes to improve your heart health? Share your experience in the comments below. Your story might inspire someone else to take that first step toward better health. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Dr. Richard. Take care of your heart, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. Medical disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only and is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. While research suggests that foods such as cocoa flavanols and beetroot may support healthy blood vessel function as part of an overall healthy lifestyle, they are not a substitute for medical care or prescribed medications. If you have heart disease, kidney disease, low blood pressure, or take prescription medications, consult your healthcare provider before making significant dietary changes.